11 bad habits damaging to the brain. The human brain is an amazing thing. It is responsible for everything we do, from the simplest tasks to the most complicated emotions. It controls our movement, our thoughts, and our ability to learn and remember. So it's no wonder that we want to keep our brains healthy and functioning at their best. We often think that our brains as an indestructible machine. However, this couldn't be further from the truth. Just like any other organ in our body, the brain is susceptible to damage from bad habits. Unfortunately, several bad habits can damage the brain. Some of these habits are obvious, such as using drugs or drinking too much alcohol. But other habits are less obvious, and you may not even realize that they're harming your brain. In this video, we'll look at 11 of the most damaging habits to the brain. If you're guilty of any of these habits, don't worry. It's never too late to break them and start taking care of your brain. So watch till the end, and if you haven't liked the video yet, be sure to like it and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any further videos. Here are the 11 most damaging habits to the brain. Number 1. Too much sitting. We all know that sitting too much is bad for our health, but did you know that it can also damage the brain? A new study has found that people who sit for long periods are more likely to experience memory problems and cognitive decline. So how does sitting damage the brain? It all comes down to blood flow. When we sit for long periods, the flow of blood to the brain slows down. This can lead to buildup of toxins in the brain and damage to the brain cells. If you want to protect your brain, it's important to limit the amount of time you spend sitting. Get up and move around every 30 minutes or so to keep the blood flowing to your brain. And when you can, stand up instead of sitting down. Your brain will thank you for it. Number 2. Not getting enough sleep. You may have heard that getting a good night's sleep is important for your health. But did you know that not getting enough sleep can damage your brain? It's true. Not getting enough sleep can lead to problems with memory, concentration, and decision making. It can also increase your risk for accidents and injuries. A recent study found that people who sleep less than 6 hours a night are more likely to have lower grades and are less productive at work. So if you're not getting enough sleep, it's time to make a change. Start by going to bed and waking up at the same time each day. Also, try to create a calm and relaxing environment in your bedroom. And last but not least, avoid using electronics in bed. With a few simple changes, you can get the sleep you need to help keep your brain healthy and functioning at its best. Number 3. Skipping breakfast. A lot of people believe that it's not necessary to eat breakfast because they say they don't feel hungry in the morning. Some people also believe that they save time by skipping breakfast. However, breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and numerous studies show the benefits of eating breakfast, especially for children and teenagers. Skipping breakfast has been linked to poor grades in school, lower test scores, and increased tiredness. A child's brain is growing and developing and needs the nutrients from breakfast to function properly. Breakfast also helps to improve concentration and memory. So if you're someone who skips breakfast, it's important to know the risks and try to make breakfast a part of your daily routine. Your brain will thank you for it. Number 4. Stressing out. Stressing out is a bad habit that damages the brain. When you're constantly under stress, your brain goes into survival mode and starts to shut down non-essential functions. This can lead to problems with memory, concentration, and decision making. It can also make you more prone to anxiety and depression. So what can you do to break the cycle of stress? The first step is to identify the things that are causing you stress. Once you know what your triggers are, you can start to develop coping mechanisms to help you deal with them. This may involve things like exercise, relaxation techniques, or talking to a therapist. Remember, stress is a normal part of life, but if it's starting to take a toll on your mental health, it's time to do something about it. Number 5. Checking social media obsessively. Social media obsession is a real phenomenon with serious consequences. We all know someone who is glued to their phone, refreshing their feed every few minutes. This obsession can damage the brain and lead to anxiety, depression, and other mental health issues. So why do we do it? For some of us, social media is a way to stay connected with friends and family, but for others, it can be a way to escape from reality. Some people become addicted to the likes, comments, and other forms of validation they receive from social media. This addiction can be damaging to both our mental and physical health. If you find yourself obsessively checking social media, it's important to take a step back and analyze why you're doing it. Is it because you're bored or because you're looking for validation? If it's the latter, it's important to try to focus on getting validation from other sources. Maybe you can reach out to a friend for a coffee date or read a book that makes you feel good about yourself. Whatever it is, make sure you're not relying on social media for validation, because that's not a healthy way to live. Number 6. Consuming too much sugar. Sugar is a simple carbohydrate that is found in many foods and beverages. While it can provide a quick source of energy, consuming too much sugar can have negative health consequences. Excessive sugar intake has been linked to weight gain, type 2 diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. Recent research has also shown that consuming too much sugar can damage the brain. Sugar has been shown to interfere with memory and learning, and it can also lead to inflammation. If you're looking to improve your cognitive health, it's important to be aware of the sugar content in your diet. Consuming too much sugar can lead to brain damage and other negative health consequences. Number 7. Not exercising. We all know that exercising is good for your physical health. But did you know that it is also good for our mental health? A growing body of research suggests that regular exercises can help improve our brain health and reduce our risk of developing different causes. So if you're not exercising regularly, you're not just damaging your physical health, you're also damaging your brain health. So make sure to get up and get moving every day. Start today. Commit yourself to exercise for at least 30 minutes every day. You will notice a difference in your energy level, your mood, and your brain function. Number 8. Working at night. Working at night is a bad habit that can damage the brain. This is because the brain is not designed to work at night. And this can lead to problems with concentration, motivation, and focus. There are a few ways to avoid this. The first is to make sure that you get enough sleep. This means that you should go to bed at a reasonable hour and get at least 7 hours of sleep per night. If you can't get 7 hours of sleep, try to take a nap during the day. The second way to avoid this is to limit your exposure to bright lights at night. This means that you should avoid working in front of a computer screen or using your phone at night. If you must work at night, try to use dim lighting. Lastly, try to avoid working for long periods. If you can, take a break every few hours to walk around, get some fresh air, or just take a few minutes to clear your head. Working nonstop is not only unhealthy, but it's also unproductive. You're much better off taking breaks, even if they're just short ones throughout the day. Number 9. Holding in anger. While it's natural to feel anger from time to time, holding on to the anger is a bad habit that can damage your brain. When you're angry, your heart rate and blood pressure increase, and you release stress hormones like cortisol. These physical changes can lead to impaired judgment, increased anxiety, and even depression. What's more, holding in anger can damage your brain cells and kill healthy brain cells. So not only does this impact your mood and emotions, but can also have a physical effect on your brain. If you find yourself holding in anger, there's a few things you can do to help let it go. First, try to understand what's causing the anger. Once you know the trigger, you can deal with the root cause of the problem. Second, try to communicate your feelings constructively. Yelling and throwing things will only aggravate the situation and make it worse. Try to express yourself calmly and rationally. Lastly, try to let go of the anger. Forgive and forget. Don't hold on to the negativity. It will only hurt you in the long run. Number 10. Multitasking. Most people believe that multitasking is a productive hack. However, recent studies have shown that multitasking is a bad habit that can damage the brain. When we try to do two things at once, our brain doesn't multitask. It simply switches back and forth between the two tasks, which can lead to mistakes and errors. In addition, multitasking can lead to poorer memory and reduction of brain function over time. If you want to be more productive, focus on one task at a time. You'll be surprised about how much better you'll be able to do it, and your brain will thank you for it. Number 11. Negative thinking. Negative thinking is a bad habit that damages the brain. It's a self-destructive pattern of thinking that can lead to depression, anxiety, and other mental health problems. Negative thinking often starts with self-doubt. We doubt our ability and question our worthiness. We compare ourselves to others and find ourselves lacking. We dwell on our mistakes and believe that we are powerless to change. This negative thinking leads to negative emotions like fear, anger, and sadness. These emotions can further damage the brain and lead to physical health problems. It's important to break the cycle of negative thinking before it damages your health. You can do this by learning to recognize negative thoughts and reframe them in a more positive light. You can also practice relaxation and stress reduction techniques to calm the mind and body. If you have any of these habits, it's important to take steps to change them. Some of the habits can be particularly difficult to break. However, it's important to make the effort to protect your brain health. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any future videos. And what are your thoughts on these 11 bad habits? Do you have any of these bad habits? If yes, let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching.